What up, Bulls Nation? We've got a fresh CHGO Bulls podcast coming your way right now. On today's show, what does the Bulls schedule look like coming out of the All-Star break, and how many of those games are against certified tankers? With that in mind, what are some realistic goals and realistic predictions for what we might see from the Bulls over their final third slate of games this season? And a little preview of All-Star Weekend, all coming up next. What's going on, Bulls Nation? Welcome in to CHGO Bulls Podcast, coming to you from our CHGO Xfinity Loft in downtown Chicago. CHGO Bulls presented by Bet365. Download the Bet365 app with code CHGO365 when you sign up. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. What's going on, Bulls Nation? Hit that like button. Thanks for joining us here on this Friday episode ahead of All-Star Weekend. I'm Peck, Bulls_Peck. That's Big Dave, bam, BAWL Sports. Will the Go Gottlieb, Will_Gottlieb, and our guy, King of the Controls, Joey C.
Happy Friday, gentlemen. All-Star Weekend where the stars come out to shine.
That's right.
And also whoever's doing the dunk contest. We'll get to that.
Them included. Them as well.
We're going to talk about it on the show. Somebody's going to have to inform me who are the participants.
Oh, don't
That's
worry.
true. No.
We have NBA PR's graphic of who exactly is doing the dunk contest. And I looked at it earlier today and said, who? What? Okay.
When, where, and why.
Quick reminder, just like our Thursday show this week, we are pre-taping this one. It is going to drop for y'all on Friday afternoon in your podcast feeds and here on our CHGO Sports YouTube channel. So again, if we are not reacting immediately to breaking news that happened Friday afternoon at 4:05 p.m., that is why. If it is earth-shattering news, maybe we'll hop on for a quick emergency pod over All-Star Weekend from our various locations.
Yes.
Cross your fingers. Let's hope not.
Undisclosed locations.
Undisclosed locations.
This is true.
Mind your business.
With that, let's dive into some talk about the Bulls' remaining schedule, y'all.
Yeah.
The Bulls coming into this break, kind of similar to last season, a little bit of a skid after some new arrivals via various trade deadline trades, and are right now on that fringe of the bottom of the play-in bracket and the actual bottom of the East.
Okay.
Their remaining schedule, let's take a look first with just what they have remaining in February. There are no cupcakes the rest of this month coming out of All-Star break. Raptors, Detroit, Knicks, Charlotte, and Portland. That is 3 Eastern Conference playoff teams. A team that just leaped you in the Eastern Conference standings in Charlotte, nearly just pulled off a 10-game winning streak, still managed to get it to 9. And then a team who you are rooting for down the stretch, who is fighting for their play-in tournament lives in the West, the Blazers.
Yeah.
I see no chalk dubs the rest of February.
I don't either. Those are all serious opponents right there. The Bulls always in Toronto always play each other tough, and we saw what happened that last game. The Bulls, that was basically the Bulls' first game, with this new iteration of this team, and Brandon Ingram just, oh my God, just cooking, flamboyant, freaking.
Never seen 33 points look so effortless.
I mean, just so smooth out there, man. It was amazing. And shout out to him for making the All-Star team as well.
Late selection,
yes. So that's not an easy win. That's not at all. The Knicks, never an easy win. They suck. I hate them. But Knicks are never an easy win for sure. Detroit, my God. I mean, we'll see. Beef Stew might not even be there. Who knows? And what were the rest? Could you put that back up, Joey?
Charlotte and Portland.
Thank you. Charlotte. Oh man,
Charlotte
I love
Days.
Charlotte, bro. Like I love Charlotte for real. I love Charlotte. We'll see if Kobe's playing in that game. I don't expect him to, just how it's looking right now. So, yeah, I don't expect him. But Charlotte in general, just a really great team. And Portland. I mean, yeah, it wasn't an easy one last time when they first played them, right? 1-point victory, if I'm not mistaken.
Vucevic game winner.
Vucevic, yeah, Vuce hit that game-winning joint right there.
R.I.P.
Denny Avia was doing his thing.
Shout out to him.
We'll see
First
if he's
All-Star
back.
nod.
Yeah, it's correct. We'll see if he's back by that game, though.
He's been back.
dealing with some.
He played last night.
Oh, okay. Well, never
you
mind.
go.
Sorry,
I think,
Bulls.
No, I think he's
Denny
like
Albies
trying
back in the
to
building.
get it warmed up for the All-Star game.
Okay.
It's his
Yeah, he
first
doesn't
All-Star
want to miss
game.
that.
He's obviously got a huge fan base. I exceeded I can't remember who it was, but jumped maybe Luka or something.
Okay.
Maybe it wasn't Luka, but a player of that caliber in the All-Star voting.
That ilk. I'm sure people's
ilk.
eyes are definitely on that game, though. Of all those games listed,
I mean, it's
that
the biggest
Portland
game of the year.
is what it's on.
The Bucks and the Blazers are the two big games the rest of the way. But I think before even getting into are they going to win this game? Are they going to lose this game? The question is just how good are they? I think they've been obviously struggling these last 3 games.
Mm-hmm.
You've been without Trey Jones, without Jalen Smith, and without Josh Giddey. That hurts your depth, and it also puts you in a position where you have to play guys like Rob Dillingham, who's been fun and exciting, but not necessarily out there trying to win you high-level games. So I wonder how much that changes in the second half, and I wonder how much the Bulls kind of lean into just playing those guys, because there still is talent here. And I'm sure we'll talk about just the egregious tanking that's going on around the league. Everybody's talking about it right now. I don't think the Bulls are ready to compete with that. And even if they were, I don't think that they could do much better in terms of the lottery standings right now, just given how many wins they have. But it still benefits them to lose as many games the rest of the way as they can. And so I do feel like when you trade away Kobe, when you trade away Ayo and Vooch, you have to at least have that on your mind, whether you're going to go full bore or not.
You mentioned the Bucks and that big game as far as the Eastern Conference playoff play-in tournament standings and or lottery standings. That is how the Bulls kick off March, Joey, if you want to throw up the rest of their schedule there.
Okay.
March, busy month, 15 games, including a long Western Conference road trip where you're playing at Phoenix, at Sacramento, at Golden State, and then against both LA teams as well. Memphis in there, OKC, of course, also in there, Cleveland, Houston, Philly, OKC again, Memphis again. You round out the month of March with the Spurs, and then in April, you got 7 games to round out the regular season. Then you got a bunch of tankers there late in the schedule. Pacers, Knicks, again, Suns, twice against Washington, Orlando, and Dallas. And shame on you, Joey, for putting that asterisk next to Orlando, because that is not a certified tanker. Perhaps you were just thinking of Orlando from a few years ago, but the asterisks do represent the certified tankers.
Oh, is that what? Okay,
on that remaining schedule?
What were the twos there? Because I know they play
Playing them
Washington.
twice?
They play him twice in a
twice.
month.
But they play. Can you throw it back up for a second? Because I saw was there one on OKC?
Yeah.
And Sacramento they played twice again.
Oh, right. They did play Sacramento already. That's true.
Oh, they already played them. Mm-hmm. But okay, makes sense. I just didn't know.
So, of their 27 remaining games, by my count, when you're talking about the Kings, Grizzlies, Pacers, Wizards, and Mavs, combined, those 5 teams you'll see 7 times over the final 27. Then there are some fringe teams like Milwaukee. What are they going to do? Everything else is against playoff-bound teams. So,
Or at least play in.
or play in.
Shout out.
But, including 4 of your final 7 being against tanking teams, those 4 games could be huge.
Those 4 games would be
Absolutely huge.
colossal.
I just know they're gonna piss me off.
Yeah, well, yeah, absolutely.
That's what we're all afraid of.
That's the MO. That's kind of how it goes. I'm also wondering about some of those playoff teams because curious if they have certain things clinched and done. Who
Specifically, Orlando in the second last game of the season, if they're locked into wherever they are seed-wise in the East, then maybe you're talking about that being a game where they sit people. But
could be the case.
I mean, the Suns with still 3 or 4 games to go, I'm guessing are going to be in a very tight mixture of either just on the cusp of the top of the play-in tournament or in the play-in tournament in the West. I don't think that they're going to be resting guys at that point.
No, I don't either. They have a Lakers game in there too, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, mid-March.
Okay, so Lakers game in there as well. Another Clippers game in there as well. They'll be playing. Golden State will be interesting to me because I don't know when they play them, but depending on when they play them, Golden State will make up their mind.
Like late first or early second week of March.
Okay, yeah, no, they're still playing. Okay, all right, yeah, Golden State will still be playing out there. So that there's nothing easy with that, and I think with this Brooklyn game, that kind of changed how I'm looking at the Bulls because in the past, absolutely, I would see that team come back and get these victories that they shouldn't have gotten.
Yeah.
Looking at this team now, it feels different. And maybe it's that Brooklyn game really made me look at it a little bit differently. Because I'm like, maybe they are just good. And maybe. But, again, it's without Josh Giddey. This is without Trey Jones. This is without Jalen Smith. And I think, obviously, that will make a difference, and more so Jalen Smith than anyone, because they need defense. That's what they truly need. Giddey obviously will be doing Josh Giddey things, and so will, Trey Jones doing his thing as well. But the defense is where it's going to help. And Trey Jones provides a little defense also as well. And I know Billy, man, like once he gets a taste of that victory, bro, he's going to want more of that, as a coach should. So he'll be doing his best to try to get the Bulls these wins. But it just feels different. And the team, because the team looks different, obviously. But it just feels a little different, man, after I watched that game where Brooklyn sat everybody that they had. And Bulls still, kind of took that L against that team. Just a weird look, because it was just a weird look for me, man. So I'm curious to see how they kind of finish it out as the season goes into that second half. Is it the team that we always have seen, the 15-5, the 14-9, those kind of things? Yeah.
Shout out AK.
Or is it brand new? Is it a brand new thing where they're like, no, we're gonna take these L's, man, and move on? We'll see.
Go. You seem
just
like
so hard
they
to
are going to stack
It
more
is.
wins.
I don't know. It's just so hard for me to tell.
is.
I don't have a sense of how good this team is. In the past, I think we've had a sense of how good this team was. And last year, we talked about it the other night. They were 22-35 2 games after the All-Star break, and then they went on a tear and just somehow got to 39 wins. But that was the MO. I don't think the players are never going to tank. I don't think Billy is ever going to tank. And so if he has Trey Jones and Giddey out there along with Simonson Sexton, will Ivy, will Dillingham ever really get an opportunity? And I think automatically when you're playing NBA players, let alone good ones like those 4 guys are, the floor is just at a certain point. And the way that some of these teams are tanking, I mean, just bringing in guys that are not NBA players to play NBA games so that they have a better chance to lose, they're not going to compete with that. Now, it is a benefit to the Bulls if you're one of the people who is rooting for losses, that they have such a tough schedule remaining. But these games against, even if they just go, what do they have, 7 more games against tanking teams, even if they win all 7 of those games and then, go 5-10 the rest of the way with the other games, or how, I don't know what the exact math is, but even if they do okay against those good teams and win all the bad, they're going to win 35, 36 games. And then how much different of a position are you in than you would have been if you had just not traded those guys?
Well, that's the way I see it. And you mentioned the difficult schedule. Bulls have the 3rd toughest strength of schedule per opponent remaining. Their opponents have a combined winning percentage of .526. I think only Denver and Houston have tougher strength of schedules down the stretch. But again, 7 of the final 27 against certified tankers. Say they win all 7 of those, which they just proved in Brooklyn earlier this week that they might not necessarily do, and maybe a smattering of the others. You're talking about, and I went through earlier today and did it, maybe 10-17 over your final 27. And that's generously, I think, saying you're going to beat all 7 of those tankers in those remaining games and add a few more against actual good teams. I think 10-17 is about as generous as I could be when projecting their final schedule win-loss wise. If they finish 10-17, you're talking about a team that ends with 34 wins, which is not 39. To me, then that's the question. 34 wins instead of 39. How much does that allow the Bulls to move in the lottery standings? That's the biggest question.
We could look at last year's standings and see what the difference would have been. But I think that is kind of the trade-off that the opportunity cost, the risk-benefit analysis of what this trade deadline represents.
Yeah,
it's true. Was it worth it to get, 4 second-round picks for Io and 2 for Kobe plus X amount more percent to jump up in the lottery compared to whatever it would have been had you not done that? And if you're looking at 34 wins, that puts you in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, the 8th spot last year. I don't think it'll probably be quite as good this year because there's more aggressive tanking.
Yeah.
But I think that'd be great. I think realistically the best they can do is 9, and that gives them a pretty decent shot to jump up. That would give them a 20.3% chance to get a top 4 pick. And I don't know. I think that's much better than where they were last year, which was 7.1 or 9.4. I can't remember exactly where they ended. So It does matter. It does count. But I just wonder, like, if they do rattle off a couple more of these wins than we think they should, all of a sudden they're in the same spot they would have been, and they still haven't really done anything to meaningfully improve their future.
We shall see. But again, I think it'll be much harder, given the schedule and given the roster, to go on a 15-5 tear like they did last year. I just don't see that happening. With that, let's knock out our first break. When we come back on the other side, let's talk about some reasonable, realistic goals for the Bulls after the All-Star break and what Billy and his crew should prioritize as far as actually accomplishing things with a season yet again heading nowhere. Hit the like button. It's free. We'll be right back.
Hit the like!
CHGO Bulls is brought to you by Bet365. And right now, new Bet365 customers who download their app and use promo code CHGO365 at sign up can get $200 in bonus bets when you place your first $5 bet on anything. Any sport, player prop, spreads, totals, whatever you want. Pick something. Put $5 on it. Because whether you win that $5 bet or not, you're going to get $200 in bonus bets. That's free money.
It is.
You can use those bonus bet dollars on just about everything. Spreads, totals, player props, futures, and more. Futures. Where's Giannis going to go?
Go.
Who's going to win MVP?
Go.
Throw a $5 bet on it. And take advantage of NBA Tip-Off Tuesdays, placing a qualifying offer on same-game parlay bets with safety net bet feature on Tuesday NBA slate and get up to $10 in bonus bets even if your bet loses. Terms and conditions apply. So what are you waiting for? Download the Bet365 app with code CHGO365 at sign-up. Whatever the moment is never ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Winter's here. It's right there. Just open the door. You'll feel a little frosty coldness. Don't like it. Was a little nice today. People out bike riding, running, stuff like that. Thought about the games. Didn't want to do it. I left the shorts at home. But guess what? The shorts are feeling nice and toasty in my home because I got 4 Seasons, ladies and gentlemen. They are the best. 4 Seasons is your trusted local experts for heating, air conditioning, plumbing, sewer, and electric. They are awesome. Guess what, ladies and gentlemen? You can save up to $4,000 on furnace and comfort systems. And guess what? Furnaces start at $39 a month, and furnace AC combos start at $57 a month. Your trusted local experts for heating, air conditioning, plumbing, sewer, and electric is 4 Seasons. So visit 4seasonsheatingcooling.com for all their special offers and money-saving coupons. That's 4seasonsheatingcooling.com.
CHGO Bulls rolling along on Friday afternoon. Back Big Dave Goat, Joey Z hanging out on the controls. Let us now take the temp for some Bulls post-All-Star break goals, y'all. Taking the temp is brought to you by our friends at 4 Seasons Heating, Air Conditioning, Sewer, and Electric. Visit 4seasonsheatingcooling.com for all of their special offers and money-saving coupons. That's 4seasonsheatingcooling.com.
Bam.
So I think it's fair to wonder what this team thinks its goals should be.
I think that's fair to wonder.
And also what Bulls fans want this team's goals to be after the All-Star break. Some Bulls
that's
fans,
also fair to wonder.
And y'all have every right to feel this way, probably think the goal is to win as many games as possible after the All-Star break. I think that's foolish and a bit short-sighted. But even if there is some common ground that can exist from anti-tankers and pro-tankers, it is the development of young talent on this team.
Absolutely.
And not wasting these 27 remaining games to that end.
Absolutely.
So when it comes to that category of goals, Dave, what is your biggest one?
As far as development is concerned?
Yeah.
How can it not be modest?
Yeah.
It's him.
Ding.
Like, it has to be modest Buzelis. I mean, I can argue Dillingham for sure, which I probably will after I say this, but it's modest. Like, it has to be him. He is the one. Everything works better if modest is better. And so his development is key and important. Every game should be treated like that. And going forward, like, how can we get Modest better? What position can we put him in? Okay, let's try him here. Let's try him here. Let's try him in this position. Let's let him play the 3. Let's let him play the 4. Let's let him run the point. Let's just put him inside and let him bump around with some guys. Let's see if he can get to the free throw line. These are the kind of things I want to see happen with him. How many turnovers will he have this game? How many blocks do you think he can get this one? Like, all of that, it's about him. It's 100% about him. Giddey is already proven. If we're talking about the core, that the Bulls have. Giddey is proven. Trey is proven. You want to say Jalen Smith in there? You can. He's proven. Like, all these guys are proven. You know, we already know who Patrick Lee Williams is. It's the only unknown of the core going forward for you, in my opinion, is Modest Buzelis and figuring him out. Now, again, other side of that coin, like I just mentioned, is Dillingham. And he has to develop as well. Billy understands that and knows that maybe a little better because Billy likes the guards. But Dillingham's development is also key, I think, going forward, because after this, if you keep Trey Jones, if you still keep him, you got 2 years left of him. I don't think he's going to come back if Dillingham is developing at that kind of rate that they want him to and kind of in some way need him to be that kind of guy. He could be your backup of the future. He could be that pure point guard on your team for sure. So his development is key too, especially with what you gave up to get him. You need him to develop and become a player like that, because that needs to be replaced. Shout out Ayo Dosunmu, tier right here, sir. So Dillingham is very, very important. You know, he got to grow. He's got to get his shot together. The speed is already there. The IQ is already there. He's got to get that size up for sure. He can't, but he's going to make these mistakes, which I don't mind. We saw him step out of bounds, dribbling the ball up the floor as well. Yeah, in the last game that we saw him play. But for me, it's still going to be Modest Buzelis, because that right there is the future of the Bulls going forward for me.
I think you're absolutely right. And you know what? When we talk about this, it makes you wish that Noah Essengay wasn't hurt, because I feel like this could be a real opportunity for him to get some minutes and get some reps and some
all
run.
of them.
I mean, they need wings right now. They need
flats.
They need guys to get opportunity, and we saw him really not getting that even before he got hurt this year. So this would have been the time. So it's unfortunate for him and unfortunate for the Bulls to not get a chance to see him together. But I think you're absolutely right, Dave, that Dillingham, Modest, those are guys, Ivy, that you really want to see. I think the expiring guys you want to get a look at just to see if you do want to bring any of them back. But I think the question is, like, how much do you want to see them if it comes at the expense of some of the other guys? Yeah. The opposite end of that is, how much do you need to have an infrastructure around Modest and around Dillingham so that they're not out here just having to do it all by themselves? Put a competent group of NBA players around them to where you might actually see what they can do. And so I think that's kind of the balance that they have to strike here the rest of the way. It's a tough one, and I think there's going to be a conflict of, like, guys like Sexton, Simons, Yabusele, Richards, like, they're all playing for the next deal. So they're not necessarily here to cater to Modest and Dillingham's growth. They're, like, trying to get paid on their next contract, and, like, all the power to them. That's how they should be operating. But it's just maybe a little bit of a conflict with what the Bulls might like to see. So the other player I want to see is Leonard Miller. We have not seen him yet. He was a guy I really liked in the draft. I had him in my first round. He ended up going in the second round, like right before the Bulls picked Julian Phillips. He was one of the guys that I was hoping they would have traded in to go get. Have not seen much of him, but he's a big wing. He can play make a little bit. He was very good on G League Ignite, but very raw. And so I want to see if there's an opportunity for him to get some minutes just to see what he looks like. And if that helps you lose a few games, then so be it.
When it comes to the expirings, I think the front court pieces, to a lesser degree, you're concerned about, like, we got to get a look at this guy. Collins has already been here for a while. You also have known who he is in the NBA for a long time.
Yes.
You can say the same thing about Nick Richards. You can say the same thing about Gershon Yabusele. Like, you don't need to evaluate. Maybe you want to get a look at certain fit things to see if you want to keep one of those guys.
Yeah.
I think that's it when it comes to the front court.
Yeah.
The expirings in the backcourt are much more pressing matters for Billy and AK, I think. Ivy, of course, being the one who's restricted, Simons, and Sexton.
Yeah.
Specifically, and I know some people are saying, like, if the injury isn't really, like, fully healed, why risk it? Just, like, sit Giddey for the rest of the year. No. I'm saying, as somebody who is still not bought into the build a winner around Giddey plan, but that's clearly what they're trying to do.
Yeah.
So, okay, you have got, if you are Billy Donovan, to get good looks at Giddey Ivy together, Giddey Simons together, Giddey Sexton together, and some certain combinations of those guys in 3-guard lineups.
100% agree.
You have to.
Yes.
So, like, I don't care what games you do it in. I don't care if you do it in the first quarter or the third quarter or whatever. Somewhere in this 27-game sample size, like that should be near the top of Billy Donovan's priority list. See what Giddey looks like next to this guy, next to this guy, next to this guy, and especially also hopefully including in that five-man lineups that also feature Modest.
I mean, 100% agree with all that. And I mean, even I can go as even far as what does it look like with Nick Richards? Like, he's the guy on the team. You know what I mean? Like, he's the general. He's the engine. He's running everything. So I need to see what it looks like, because that is also going to be telling what contract you sign certain guys to, or if you're keeping certain guys on this team. Because if they don't fit with Josh Giddey, they're not going to be long for this team. It's that simple. So, or if he's like, Craigie, I don't like him, he's got to go. Well, you're out of here. And that it can only happen with him on the floor. That has to happen with him on the floor. How long he's staying on the floor, we can debate. You know what I mean? Those kind of things for sure. But, yeah, man, I 100% agree with that. Josh Giddey has got to play with all those guys, different iterations of the lineup. If you want to try different starting lineups with that, I love saying Billy is not beholden to any lineup, because he's not. Great. You can do all that stuff. But it has to happen if Josh Giddey is the future of your team. We need to know who is going to be next to him in the front court and the back court.
And just real quick, Joey, I didn't mention Dillingham there just because he's not expiring.
Right.
But, would also like to see a look at that.
Yes.
I also want to prioritize getting Dillingham more minutes. To me, it doesn't necessarily matter in this 27 games of the immediate future that it happens alongside Josh Giddey.
100%.
You got more time to take a look at that.
I know there's a lot of nuance, but we're talking broadly about the second half. So if you had your choice, would you rather see, or what do you think is more important, whether Giddey makes some of these guys around him better, or the guys around him help make Giddey maximize who he is, a.k.a. Nick Richards is a better rim protector, so maybe Giddey's defensive whatever is mitigated a little bit, or the lob game, or maybe Ivy is the two-way guard. I know he doesn't have his athleticism right now. Does that play into Giddey's style? So is it more about Giddey making those guys better, or the guys around him maximizing who Giddey can be?
I think it's maximizing. Go ahead, go.
No, I agree. I mean, I think you're building this thing around Giddey, so they have to be able to complement him.
Yes.
I think that's really what it comes down to.
Correct.
You want talent, you have to get talent however you can. But I think at the end of the day, if you're attaching your wagon to Josh Giddey to be that guy, then you need to find the players to put around him so that you can give them the best chance to do that. Yeah. Obviously, I think Giddey's naturally going to make guys around him better because he's that kind of a facilitator. But I think the goal should be, how do you minimize his weaknesses? How do you complement his strengths and build a cohesive lineup that works on both sides of the court around him so that you can get the most out of him, because he is your guy right now. I will say, I'm not sure how much I need to see Giddey next to Nick Richards or Yabusele or Simon. I feel like these guys aren't going to necessarily be back, and two, I feel like I kind of know what Giddey is right now. I think if there's another level that he's going to get to, I don't necessarily expect him to get to it during the final 26 games to go after All-Star break. I don't think it necessarily hurts, but I think for me, you've seen Modest and Giddey together.
Yeah.
I don't think Dillingham is going to factor in as the starting two next year. I think Ivy's really the one who you'd want to see him next to, but I also think that there's a lot you can learn from just watching Ivy in your system and seeing what he does and how he works with Billy and how he picks up the offense that you're trying to run and how he learns the defensive schemes and where to be. I don't know how much I need to see Giddey out there. If he's healthy, fine, you got to play him. But I'm not rushing back Giddey from any injury to get him more minutes with Ivy the rest of the way, because that's super important. I think you can do a lot of that evaluation with or without him. And obviously it helps you lay the groundwork for next year. I'm not discounting that there's value to it. I just think for me, the main priority is actually less about how do you maximize those two getting minutes together and more the draft positioning.
Okay, yeah, I see. I was going to disagree with you about Nick, but I see where you're coming from. I understand.
I think that's less important than draft
position. I get it, 100%. You're not saying that it's not a thing that's
for sure it's a thing.
But yeah, this is less important than this part. I got you, 100%.
Just really quickly before break, do you think that there's any importance or need to try to get these new players playing closer to the style of Billy Donovan?
Yes.
Offensively,
yes,
that they want to play. Because
Without
in this
a doubt.
small sample size so far, they're not playing the Bulls basketball the first 50 games.
Correct.
It depends on what your goals are. If
Yeah.
your goal is to get them playing Billy style so they can win more games, then yeah, that's more important. But if it's not, then
They gotta
But,
figure
but
out
more
the
so
offense,
just to
though.
see like if certain guys on these expiring contracts, and you're seeing, hey, maybe can this guy be a fit with Josh and Boz?
Right.
Can they? Are they capable of playing this style?
Exactly. And that's why I'm like, you have to.
Yeah. No, I get that. I just don't like. I'm not basing my future on whether or not I want to re-sign Anthony Simons right now.
Fair, totally.
And I would
100%
rather
fair.
prioritize other things. So if the one gets in front of the other, then I'm willing to let that happen.
All right.
We'll pause right there to knock out another ad break. When we come back on the
willing
other
to
side,
concede that.
predictions for what we think will happen. Records, who's leading them in scoring, who's leading in minutes, who's leading in dimes. All kinds of fun predictions for post All-Star break Bulls. Right after this break, hit the like, it's free.
Give it to me.
CHGO Bulls is brought to you by Old National Bank. Whether it's on the field or the hardwood or in your financial life, the best teams win by delivering excellence at every level. You hear that, AK? At Old National Bank, they believe that every play matters. From everyday checking to long-term planning and commercial banking, our team is here to build momentum and help you move the ball forward. It all starts with a plan tailored for you by professionals you can trust. From simple tasks to bigger financial moments, you can count on them to coordinate your needs with steady, knowledgeable guidance that brings clarity and confidence to each and every step. It's a partnership designed to help you feel supported, not just today, but well into the future. So, whether you're celebrating a win, rebuilding, trigger warning,
It's a stage.
after a tough loss, or gearing up for whatever comes next, they have your back with tools, insights, and an expert crew that's always in your corner. Old National Bank, member FDIC, where relationships and results matter.
'Cause I'm looking right at you, fellas. I'm talking to y'all right here. Game day men's health. You need it in your life. Better man, better husband, better father. You can do all of these things at Game Day Men's Health. They are the best. Take it from your boy right here. Very easy, quick process. You'll be in and out in about an hour. Extremely high success rate. You can feel better and have more energy, y'all. Testosterone, they got you. Vitamin supplements, oh yeah. Weight loss, got it. Hair loss treatments, whatever you need, they shall supply. You can be anywhere from 27 and up. It does not matter. They will have you. If you don't believe them, guess what, man? I'm telling you the truth. I wouldn't lie to you because I like you. Well, I really love you, but that's the truth. Start your best life with Game Day Men's Health. Check out their locations in Skokie, Naperville, Libertyville, or more, or scan that QR code to find one closest to you. GameDayCHGO.com is where you go to find the location closest to you.
CHGO Bulls rolling along Friday, leading into All-Star Weekend. Before we get to a little All-Star Weekend preview, I want to talk a bit more about post-All-Star break Bulls.
Okay.
Talking goals, now let's talk predictions.
Let's do it.
We kind of touched on it a little bit back when we were talking about their remaining schedule, strength schedule at the top of the show. But official guesses. Bulls win-loss record over the final 27. I am going to say 9-18. And that's me being generous when I'm looking at their schedule.
9-18.
Including a few at the end that it's going to have me pulling out my hair.
9-18.
Which would then therefore be a 33-win season.
It so makes logical sense just hearing that number, 9-18. I'm gonna say I'll go one less and say 8-19.
Ooh, okay.
How about that?
Price is right there.
Yeah, price is right. You're asking $1.
You jerk.
I hated those $1
Oh,
things, man.
the worst.
Oh my God, 8
How much are these second round picks worth? $1.
Turner? Anybody?
Yeah.
Okay, $1.
Goat's going 99 cents.
I will go with 98 cents. I am going to go with 11 and how many losses would that be? 11 and
17.
17. Okay.
Or no, 11 and 16.
11 and 16.
11 and 16.
Okay.
Yeah, I think 35 and 47 will be their record.
Okay.
And I honestly feel like that's on the low end of what I actually think might happen.
Yeah.
Just because I think they're going to like stumble into a couple. They do have like 7 winnable games.
Yeah.
And I think that they're just not going to be able to compete with some of these teams that are tanking. And I think they're going to catch some of the good teams that they're playing by surprise with their effort and just the way that they play, hitting too many threes on one night. Like I think they're going to win 35, 36 games. That's kind of where land on it.
To be clear, when you say you don't think they'll be able to compete with these teams that are tanking, you mean compete with their tanking acumen.
Correct.
That's exactly what
Not
it means.
compete with them on the floor.
Right.
Correct.
The reason I think it'll be the 8 is kind of the reason that you just said. Just strenuous on their bodies because they're not in shape and ready to play this style of offense. And we've seen them deal with these injuries already. I mean, this is why Giddey is out. This is why Trey Jones is out. And they're in shape. They're ready to run this offense. And it's still like, ow. So imagine guys who aren't really ready for this having to actually run and not having a off season to prepare for something like this. I think it's going to be some hammies. You know what I'm saying? Like getting pulled at
They
things
do
like
have
that.
a week here for All-Star break.
Mm-hmm.
I think people are going to go on vacation for a few days, and then Billy's going to get them back in the gym, and they're going to be running suicides.
Yeah.
And I think that they're going to just kind of come together. I think there's probably also just some tension and build up from the trade deadline, just like pre-trade deadline, trade deadline day, and then these last couple games post deadline where they're just not really settled in yet. And I think that will help them. But look, I mean, their schedule is really tough. They have a lot of road games. They have a lot of back-to-backs left. I think they have 5. They have a lot of good teams and not a lot of bad teams. But, I mean, you look at the schedule that they're playing. I think Milwaukee is a swing game that could go either way. Just depends on what Milwaukee does. Obviously, they just beat them. Sacramento, I think they're going to beat Memphis. They've got home and away. I think Memphis is going to pull all the strings when it comes to tanking games. In Indiana, same deal. They just traded away a top 4 protected pick. They need to be a bottom 4 team to keep their pick this year.
And the Bulls lost the Pacers 3 times.
3 times.
And they were already tanking.
They weren't tanking. They were just injured and not very good. But they're not going to play Zubats. I don't know. I just don't see them losing to these teams. And then Washington away twice, and Dallas, who's lost 7 in a row as of the time of recording this. These teams are just going to be doing everything they can to lose. And I don't think the Bulls will go to those lengths. And as a result of that, and by the virtue of the fact that they're going to have NBA players on the court, I just think they're going to win most of these games. And then, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 potential wins. And then 2 or 4 or 6 other games that they just kind of stumble into a good shooting night or catch a team off guard or injured or whatever it might be. And so, yeah, I think they're going to end up in the 35 win range.
It's wild to me. And I'm not saying that you're giving them those wins against those tanking teams, but to me, it's wild to suggest that they could win every single one of those games because they won't.
Yeah, I already made a bet with Dave that they were going to go 9-0 in those games, and they lost last night to the Brooklyn.
They might not be.
Still ain't bring me
I'm still wrong.
It's like we were talking about. It is a soft tank.
Where's the list?
They might not be trying to lose on purpose, but they're bad.
They're bad,
especially until Josh and Trey come back and Jalen comes back. They are bad.
I think I am potentially overestimating, or maybe you guys are underestimating how much worse some of these other teams will be.
Yeah,
I think they're playing guys that aren't in the NBA.
Experiencing egregious tanker FOMO right now. That's what's going on.
All of this just to get down to that 9th spot.
But he's also has history on his side as well, though.
Yeah.
So he's seen how this team kind of plays when it comes to that. We just mentioned 14-9. We just mentioned 15-5.
The only time they've had a bad post All-Star break was the year that they won 46 games. They won 8-15 down the stretch.
That's true.
Yeah.
And that was the year we thought they would play well.
Dave, you and I were doing an old episode of Locked On. I was like, they can go finish 15-8 and still maybe sneak into the top 4.
Yeah. I was like, they don't go bottom, not going to fall like
so
that.
So much for that.
Kaboo.
All right, guys. This next one I think is fascinating.
Okay.
Who's this team's leading scorer post All-Star break? And let me just preface it with this. No. I know, small sample size, and we're recording this before Bulls Celtics Wednesday night, but 2 games for one, 3 games for the other. You know who the Bulls' leading points per game scorers are this season?
Wait, are we removing Giddey and them? Just
No. The entire anyone who has played a Bulls game this season, who are their 2 leading scorers points per game?
Anthony Simons.
Yes.
Colin Sexton.
Yes.
Oh my God, I'm a junkie.
They're 2 leading scorers.
I thought I was being
points per game wise.
Right. All right, Bulls junkie.
Simons is at 20. Colin Sexton at 19.
They're getting shots
and again,
up.
this is ahead of the Celtics game, so we'll see what happens there. But Kobe White was your previous leading scorer, right there with Josh Giddey, both of them at 18.6.
That light is green, baby. That light is green. Even if it's yellow, it's green.
I don't know about you guys. I think Simons is going to be this team's leading scorer
100%
down the stretch.
100%
and
agree.
I don't love that.
I don't either, but
I don't
it's
think
what he
there's
do.
another like reasonable answer.
Yeah. I
Some
mean,
might say Giddey if he comes back and plays.
he gets buckets, bro.
Some might want the answer to be modest. I would love it if the answer were modest. I don't see that happening.
Look, in these 2 games, as Matt mentioned, what he's scoring. I mean, he's averaging 20.
Yeah.
20 points, like 5 assists, 3 rebounds, shooting 48% from the field, 34% from 3. Hasn't missed a free throw. He's playing like 32 minutes.
Taking all of the shots.
all of the shots. Put up a shot in the inside.
Oh, Lord.
Extra high so we can see it.
I think the answer's staring us.
balls.
I think that the answer's staring us in the face.
It is. It's him, and Sexton will be in it because it's Colin Sexton.
And in a similarly terrifying way, who's leading the team in minutes per game down the stretch? Post All-Star.
Oh man,
Because
that's
it might
a good
be
question.
those same 2 players.
Yeah, Sexton will be near the top without a doubt, in my opinion. Josh Giddey, I think will be. Yeah, I'll go with Sexton and Giddey. I'm gonna say Sexton and Giddey leads you in minutes.
Should be Pat. Make that dude earn his contract.
Should be.
Take Commander Pat.
His points
You
per
have
game
been
might
called
go
up to active duty.
Yeah, man.
I am going Simons.
Okay.
I think he led them the last couple of games, didn't he?
Yeah, man. I mean, he was
He
bugging.
was 4 minutes against the Nets the other night.
Yes.
And
In the
in the Denver game, he played 32, which was also
right.
later. So
You can do the same experiment that we did with points per game on the season, leading the team in minutes per game. Anthony Simons at 32.7 right now.
That's what he do.
Sexton is 4th at 30.5.
Yeah, man.
Only Giddey and Vooch are sandwiched between them. Modest is at 28.3.
Why? 4K.
yeah, that should be the answer for minutes per game.
It
Yes.
should be, yes.
Yes.
Modest Buzelis.
Ideally, points per game.
In
as
the
well.
high 30s. It should be Modest Buzelis, but alas, it is not. That is not what we're doing.
Do you think we see any players who began the season with the Bulls have a dramatic shift in production post All-Star break from pre-All-Star break? Like we did see with Modest his rookie year.
Yeah.
Because he fought his way into that starting lineup with some of the other injuries and stuff going on. And then you saw Modest's numbers really, uptick post All-Star break. I don't know if we're going to get a huge Modest shift in this
No.
post All break because of these guys that we're talking about getting all of the minutes and plenty of usage.
I think it's Jalen Smith.
Okay.
I think that's the increase right there. Simply
the
out
absence
of
of Vooch.
necessity.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like somebody's got to do it. Nobody else is going to be around to do it, and Billy is not going to start anyone else. It is definitely going to be Jalen Smith, and he's been playing really well for the Bulls, man. So he has been known to go on little mini slumps. He's been known to do that. He hasn't really done it this year, except for early, like a little 3-game stretch where his 3-point shot wasn't falling. But then he got out of that real quick. So he hasn't gone on that real slump yet. So we'll see what he looks like when he gets back. But I expect Jalen Smith everything to increase. The rebounds, the 3-point attempts, the minutes, the points, like all of that stuff I think will go up because somebody's got to fill that role. And he can do some of the things, which obviously can't do all the things which can do, obviously. But he can do some of those things. And I think just the fact he can do some of those things and he can do stuff on the defensive end will say, Billy just look and say, you're out there. You know what I mean? We're going with you. You stay out there. So, yeah, I think it's him. And we'll see if Zach Collins gets back, and we'll see what happens with Nick Richards and things like that. But I think Jalen stuff will increase.
Who's on this team again?
Will Gottlieb. Point
Yeah,
guard.
I think that's a good one. I'm gonna stick with you on that one.
All right. Goes rolling with me.
And real quick before our last break here, just because I think a lot of people want to see him come back in some degree to just see who he could pair with. How many games does Josh Giddey play post All-Star break?
At least 20.
Really?
Yeah.
Of 27?
At least 20.
See, that's interesting because I was ready to say I wouldn't be surprised if it's somewhere in the 12 to 15 range.
Oh.
I think he's going to come back, and I think he's going to play some games. But I think that they're going to take a dozen or so games to look at Giddey with some of these guards on expiring contracts. He'll come back at some point after the All-Star break, and then they're going to shut him down again.
I have no idea.
I mean,
have
it's just
no
pure
idea what
speculation
they're-
on my part.
I
Sure,
just,
that's all this
but
is.
I
Yeah.
know, but I'm just like, I can't get a feel for how they're treating this and like
Yeah.
what they want the answer to be.
Yeah, correct. That's
Like,
a good point.
do they want to see him for 25 games, or do they want him to not play? Are they going to be selective about it? He's not one of the like player participation guys because he hasn't been an
Yeah.
all-star in the
Yeah.
past couple of years. So could they just say, sorry, sit down, or we think it's in our best interest right now to play some of the younger guys? I just have no clue. But I would venture to guess that he plays at least like 10 to 15.
Okay.
And I do think that they will probably do some strategic rest, but I can't see them sitting him down for the rest of the way.
Yeah, and he wouldn't allow
But
that
I think
either.
that's like people are talking about that. Like I don't see that happening.
He wants to play. Giddey wants to be out there, bro.
My guess is that he wants to be out there, and will do everything he can to convince Bulls Medical
Correct.
to let him be out there, and then
100%.
also Bulls front office to let him be out there. I
Yep.
also don't think it would necessarily ruin the soft tank all that much if you let Giddey play some games.
Yeah.
That's just me.
Craggy.
All right, we got to knock out one last ad break. When we come back, we're talking All-Star Weekend. What an awesome slate!
Oh.
World, USA,
Yeah.
round robin.
Matt McClung.
Hit the like. CHGO Bulls is brought to you by Huel. Dave, we made it to February. But just because January is over doesn't mean you can give up on your health goals for the year. That's why you got to check out Huel. Perfect solution for your high-protein routine support, busy days, habit building, convenience, and control this year. You can either get it in the ready-to-drink formula, bam, or if you got a little bit more time around the house on certain days, you can also get it in the protein powder form. Shake it up yourself in your Huel bottle. Either way, you're getting 35 grams of protein, 27 essential vitamins and minerals without any artificial sweeteners, colors, or flavors. It is also gluten-free, and it is just under $5 a meal, because that's what it is. It drinks like a meal. Take advantage of our limited time offer right now. Go to Huel.com. Use promo code BULLS15 to get 15% off your online order for new customers only. Again, that promo code is BULLS15 at Huel.com to get 15% off. Shout out to Huel for partnering with us, sponsoring the show. If you're busy and need protein, Huel is a game changer.
Shout out to Ray Chevy, because those new Chevrolet models are in store at Ray Chevrolet, and it's your chance to shop hot deals all month long. During their auto show sales event, stop in today and drive home with 0% financing for 72 months on all new Chevy models, or check out their selection of over 125 vehicles priced under $20,000, baby. I like it. With one of Chicagoland's largest inventories, you're sure to find the perfect vehicle for yourself. As one of the top-selling Chevy dealers in the Midwest, they're able to keep those prices competitive, trigger warning. So, you know you're going to get a great deal. And that raised price promise, y'all, lets you shop confidently. Because the price you say is the price you got to pay. Go see it for yourself, y'all. Visit our partners at that convenient location right on Route 12 in Fox Lake. And don't miss out on that auto show sales event. Shop Ray Chevrolet in Fox Lake or RayChevrolet.com, because they've been serving the community.
That's what? CHGO Bulls rolls along a little bit longer Friday afternoon, leading you into All-Star Weekend for the NBA. Let's talk about some of the stuff we got leading up to the All-Star mini tournament itself on Sunday with All-Star Saturday night, gentlemen.
Okay.
Three-point contest. Of course, the most interesting wrinkle here, Joey, if you want to throw up those three-point contest participants, is that one Achilles torn, not playing this season, Dame Lillard, is participating. How? Why? I'm not sure. But you got some names in this year.
Yeah.
Devin Booker's playing. Hot shot, rising star rookie Con Knippel's in there. Maxey, Mitchell, Jamal, our old friend Bobby, and first-time All-Star Norman Powell. That is a legit slate of three-point contest participants.
It just trips me out so much how this has flipped over the years. Like, these are the stars,
These
bro.
are the stars of the
these
league.
Are the man Dame said, I ain't even played and I'm showing up for this because I want to be in this right here. But this should, I
And
don't
it used
know.
to be like Hodges,
Yeah.
Steve Kerr.
You know what I mean? Who were awesome, but
Yeah.
Price.
not stars.
But
you know what I
the
mean?
All-Stars would do the dunk contest.
Exactly. When everybody would show up wearing their best threads, hanging out and stuff. Now, but we'll get into it. But Con Knippel, that's who I want. Bobby Portis, that's who I'm rooting for.
Yeah.
So that's how I got it going, GOAT.
I mean, I think they obviously got some good names. You miss Steph Curry in there, but I think he's now
Steph is
sitting
in?
out
Steph
of
is
the
sitting out.
Yeah,
sitting out of the All-Star game. But you're right. I mean, this is like very much the star event.
Yeah.
Would have been cool to see Like Michael Porter Jr. is having a great year.
Oh, yes, he is.
Just looking at the 3-point leaders, Trey Murphy, I think, should have been in there.
Io.
Yeah, Buzelis.
That's where I was going.
Ayo.
Yeah, Buzelis.
Io is
How is he not
in
in
terms of percentage, he's up there, but
Yeah.
he just doesn't have the volume that a lot of these guys have.
Jerks.
3-point
Does
field
Dame,
goals.
does Dame have the volume?
Bobby.
That's a good counterpoint. Anthony Edwards, he should be in there.
Yes.
But
Agreed.
yeah, I mean, there's so many guys, and it's going to be the most competitive event that we see probably all weekend.
Yeah.
That's for real.
Speaking of which,
You nailed that one.
now let's move to the dunk contest.
All right.
Jackson Hayes,
Okay.
That's
Shout
kind of
out.
a name.
He can dunk.
Carter Bryant.
All right, Carter Bryant.
He was on our Bulls draft board.
Shout out.
Keyshawn Johnson.
Not familiar.
And Jace Richardson.
I know Jace.
Jace
Shout
Richardson winning would be cool.
out. That would be cool. Another little guy renting.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what Jace can do. Otherwise, this is a fairly underwhelming pool.
Can you tell me who Keyshawn Johnson is?
He's a two-way player for the Heat. Another one of their just like we picked up this guy out of
Yep.
nowhere and turned him into a player.
They do it every
They do
year.
it every year,
Every year, man.
multiple times a year.
I do like that their last names are all Johnson, Richardson, Hayes, and Bryant.
That's it.
If you Google that, you're gonna get a lot of matches. You know what I mean?
This is true.
And all really young. That's the other thing about what's
Yeah.
really happened.
Well, I think
with
they-
this.
There was a
Like,
different
they're
young
having a hard
Bryant in
time.
the dunk contest many, many moons ago.
Well done.
They're having
Shout
a
out
hard
to
time
Coe.
getting the stars in there, so they got to get the young players in to, get. It's a lot of times it's like people who are in the rising stars game.
Right.
But yeah, Jace Richardson winning after his dad, Jason Richardson, who is one of the great dunkers of all time.
Whew, boy,
that
was
would
he.
be that would be really cool. I think
know
I'm
what's
rooting
going
for
to
that.
happen. You know what's going to happen.
He's
Bull-
definitely going to be out there.
Yes, he is.
Bulls 2A, Mac McClung, 3-time dunk champ, turned down the invite. Mm-hmm. Modest Buzelis turned down the invite, but said he would like to do it again sometime in his career.
Okay.
I hope to see that happen.
I'm going to
Now,
hold you to that, man.
I feel like if he wants to come back, they will be glad to have him.
Yes,
Based on who
absolutely.
they're
yes. Oh, my
inviting.
God.
now
Please.
what has essentially replaced the skills challenge competition All-Star Weekend,
Yes.
the
Thanks, Chris
shooting
Paul.
stars competition, with 4 different teams representing 4 different either NBA families or teams. You got Team Cameron, which is a bunch of Duke people. So you got Con Knipple, Johnson, and then of course Corey Maggette, the legend.
Corey Maggette.
You
Shout
got
out.
you got
Fenwick High
Team
School,
Knicks,
baby.
Hometown.
your current All Stars Brunson and Cat, and then of course Knicks legend Allen Houston led that team to the NBA Finals in '99.
Suck it, Nick.
You got Team All Star with Barnes, Holmgren,
Wait a minute.
and Rip, Bulls legend Rip Hamilton, and then Bulls legend Ron Harper Sr. playing with his 2 sons. Dave, you got an issue?
Why is there a Team Knicks? What the hell is there a Team Knicks for?
Good,
Why?
good question.
No, this is the All-Star game in New York. Why is there a Team Knicks? Are they the best team in the East?
No,
Did they go to the finals?
no.
What the hell is there a Team Knicks for, dog? I'm really confused right now. Why?
And why is Spike Lee not on it? I mean, let's be honest. If
He
we're
never
gonna
understood.
do that,
He never understood. If it's
Why?
if they were hosting it, I would get it 100%. That makes sense. But
I think they're probably just having trouble finding people
Right,
to
exactly.
participate.
why Knicks get in there? I
think
just
it's
don't
like-
understand why it's Team Knicks.
We got a group of people. Like, what do these 3 people have in common?
They play basketball. How about Team
Brunson and Cat
basketball?
are going to be there for the All Star game. Let's see if we can find a legend out of here.
How about
But
Team former All-Stars?
Like honestly,
I am looking forward to this one though. Like I loved the ones. I think we talked about this recently.
Yeah.
I loved the ones that they used to do with like a WNBA star, a legend, and a current player. Those
Yeah,
were
Yeah.
I did. I mean, when
that's
Scotty
cool.
did something
and
like
it's
that.
like different scoring from different spots on the floor
Yeah.
as a team on
Yeah.
a timed clock.
Yeah,
Could be entertaining.
and may I ask, the WNBA is involved because of labor negotiations right now, or why are we just why
That's
do
where
we
I was
why do we
going.
back away from that?
That's where I was going.
Don't have an answer to that.
That's
Because
pretty.
that
dumb.
was really cool.
pretty
dog.
dumb.
like Steph versus Caitlin Clark
Yeah,
in their
but no,
shooting competition.
when they used
or-
to do that, and they would come back, they would
Sabrina.
take an older player, and they would take a current player, and they would take a WNBA player,
Yeah.
and put them together if they were all from that same
Caitlin
city.
Buchers and
get
somebody
them out
instead
there.
of Team Knicks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
get them out. Yeah, you feel me? And get them out there
Yeah,
and
that
do
would
that.
be awesome.
So,
Yeah,
Dave,
Team
would
Knicks.
you
Get
feel
outta here,
would you
dog.
feel better because LA
Yeah.
is hosting
I don't
All Star
like none of
Weekend
this.
if Team Lakers was a thing?
Give me this.
Yeah,
Give me this.
yeah,
No,
there
if
you
you're
go.
hosting it in the city, it makes sense. All right, I get it. Don't just throw in there, oh, it's Team Knicks. Well, the Knicks here. They showed up. We'll give them Team Knicks. No. And it's the East. No, man.
Shout
no.
out Brandon Bills.
No. I don't like it.
Fair enough. I think it's fair not to like that. I don't get it either.
I
And like,
get it.
why is there a Team Duke? You know, why?
For what? Like they just
what?
They're just making up stuff. But okay, they're trying things. I do like the Team Harper. I like that aspect of it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Your pop's in there, with you, playing like that. So that's cool. But I'm gonna watch it anyway. This is just me with, first world problems.
Wildly entertaining Twitter follow, by the way, Ron Harper Sr.
Oh my God.
That dude gets some takes off on
Yeah,
Twitter.
Definitely somebody don't give a crap takes going on, baby. Shout out.
All right, so
He
now
flicks haters off his shoulder like they're
man.
fleas. Like he's so good.
we get to All-Star game / now mini round robin tournament itself. We have had a couple of injury replacements. Of course, Alperen Şengün got added in when SGA bowed out. We also just earlier today, who was the latest?
Ingram.
Yes.
Ingram, yes.
Brandon Ingram getting added because Steph is bowing out.
Yeah.
2 USA teams and a world team. I like the world team. Giannis, who now is like Stein was just telling us, might actually want to play. We'll see. Avdia, Luka, Joker, Jamal, Siakam, Towns, and Wemby.
Okay.
And then your 2 USA stripes, Jaylen Brown, Jalen Brunson, Steph, again, sitting replaced, KD, LeBron, Kawhi, Mitchell, Powell, USA stars, Barnes, Booker, Cade, Duran, Ant, Chet, Jalen Johnson, and Maxey.
Which team has 4 out of the 4 top players in the world?
Is it
know
just
where he's
me, or
going
does
with
it look
this.
like the Stripes is going to get smoked?
Yeah.
Let's
Like
go
that's a
with
veteran.
this.
That's a veteran team in a
LeBron,
game that no one
Kawhi.
cares about.
I do like that they kind of went with like the older guys and the younger guys.
Yeah,
But no Steph, no. I guess LeBron might play, right?
Yeah.
he might.
I don't know.
Maybe.
I was
But,
gonna add-
play.
Play
I feel
like-
like the
play
young
like
guys
what?
might try a little harder.
Like, how did this get
Give me
selected?
the team with Wemby, Shea, Luka, and Jokic. And
Yeah.
Giannis.
Yeah.
Yeah, that.
How did they
I'm gonna
select
take
the,
those
U-
5.
the
And
USA
And you know
team?
Denny's going to care in this game.
I think they went old and young.
Yeah.
Okay.
It looks, it appears as though they went
that's
old
all
and
it
young. When you just look at the
I
like
thought it was gonna be a
Devin
draft.
Booker is the vet of that USA Stars team.
Yeah, you're right. Okay.
And then you got Brown
The young
and
guys might
Brunson.
try.
The younger guys with KD, LeBron, Kawhi, Mitchell, and then Powell's thrown in there. But yeah, no, I'm taking Team World all day.
Stripes is going home so early, and maybe they want. And maybe that's how they're protecting the older guys.
Steph's not going.
Yeah, I mean,
That's a
frankly,
good point,
Maybe that's how
Joey.
they're protecting them. Is just like put them on a team, throw some oops, lose in the first round,
Yeah.
and then Stars versus World is maybe the matchup
And
that
then
they're
pack it
actually
up
kind
and
of
skip
banking
media
on.
and get out of there before
Yeah.
everybody leaves the arena.
I will say it makes me want to tune in because I don't know what the hell is going on.
Right.
So
So
it makes me want to tune in.
USA Star, I can't remember the order, but either Stars or Stripes will play Team World the first game. 12-minute game, just one 12-minute game.
Stars and Stripes should play each other for
And
the
then-
honor of playing Team
and
World.
then the USA team that didn't play in the first game against the World will then play both the winner and loser of game 1. So Stars will play against Stripes, and then they will also play
Round
against
robin.
World,
Yeah.
round robin style.
robin.
And then the top 2 teams play each other in like another 12-minute championship.
How does Team Duke factor into that round robin?
they're in the All-Star play-in tournament bracket.
I've never
So
felt
if they
so
perform
disillusioned
really
with the
well
All-Star game.
in the Shooting Stars Challenge, that they can bump their way up
Versus
into
the
a
19
wild card game against the loser of Game 1 between Stripes and World.
Oh, I thought they played the 1997 Hawks with Christian Leitner and Steve Smith
Mutombo?
and Mutombo.
Oh,
No. Oh man. R.I.P.
R.I.P.
Oh man.
I just thought about that and I was like, wait, that is true. Yeah.
Yeah.
R.I.p. What a legend.
Yeah. What a legend.
So yeah, I'm
Forever in the
curious
heart.
to see.
I'm gonna watch.
Is this gonna fix All-Star
Let me know how
Weekend?
it
Probably
goes.
not.
Yeah, we know. Goat is right. Like I know how this ends. And every year it's me and Tobias from freaking Arrested Development.
It might work for us.
Just work for us
It
every year. That's what it is. But
I think
I'm
this
watching.
is next year. They obviously depending on how this goes. If it's like a smashing success, they'll probably stick with it.
Oh, yeah,
Right, yeah.
Next year, if it doesn't work, they got to go back to East versus West. Just
Yeah.
Wouldn't mind.
Yeah.
Wouldn't mind.
Wouldn't be
All
mad.
right. We'll get out of here with that. Everybody have a wonderful All-Star weekend. Enjoy all the festivities
Yes.
wherever you are tuning in from. We will be back with a fresh podcast for y'all on Tuesday next week for a packed week that ends on a Saturday-Sunday doubleheader for the Bulls once they're back in action.
the bike.
In the meantime,
What's wrong with you?
hit the like on your way out. Follow Will_Gottlieb. Read his stuff, allchgo.com. Become a diehard with promo code GOAT at sign up for that discounted diehard price for year one, so you can read all of his stuff for diehards only.
He's good.
Big Day Bow, BAWL Sports. I'm Bulls_Peck. We are CHGO_Bulls. Shout out to our guy, Joey C. King of the Controls, riding with us for a busy week this week and deadline week last week. And shout out to CHGO Cubs. Tune into that. We're getting close to baseball. Follow him, just Joey Sports Guy. And everybody, have a lovely weekend. We're going to take a little brain break from the Bulls.
Yes.
But we'll talk to you all real soon. Much love.
I forgot to say this. Rod Strickland, congratulations on getting your jersey retired by DePaul, man.
Strick.
Very well deserved. Shout out.
Congrats.
Love y'all, man. Peace.
Bye.
We all silly like the mayor.